Hey guys, Shane here, Fugatech 3D Printing. Today we're going to review a 3D printing pen from a company called Tipeye. So today I'm going to check out a 3D printing pen from a company called Tipeye. They contacted me saying, hey, we'd like you to review this. I said, absolutely. I've never tried a 3D printing pen and I'd really like to try one out and see how it works. So we have the pen, and they also included 12 spools of 6.1 meters of filament in 12 different colors, which is very cool. Can try out some other colors. All of this is in PLA. So without further ado, let's open it up and see how everything looks. Okay, so here we have the box, and as you can see, it is made in China, but here they tell you you can control the speed on one side, the feed rate, return key, and there is a OLED screen on it. Printing size 0.6 millimeter is your nozzle. Refills PLA, ABS, and PCL. It takes 1.57 millimeter filament, and the power supply is 5 volts DC at 2 amps. Let's see what else is on the box. The sides, there's nothing going on there. The top here, I see it comes in 4 different colors. This one is the blue, and this is the high temperature version. Apparently they also have a low temperature version. The bottom just tells you it's a 3D printing pen. Draw your dream. Very generic with the name on here. There actually still is no mention of the company name on the box. I only know that because of their email and when I purchased it through Amazon. Alright, so highlights the OLED display, alloy 3D printing design, variable speed, all the different things here. The model number is 03A. So there's some more stats about it here going on. USB, gross power 10 watts. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are different parts of it, and it looks like it might come with a nice little stand, which would be cool because a lot of the ones that I've seen don't have that. So let's open this up. Open this up. There it is. Let's see if we can get in here. There's a little tab. A little tab here. There's the pen. Let's see what else do we have. This is in a nice foam core, or totally foam little case for that. We have the operating instructions, which include pictures back there. Okay, now we're inside. We have this crazy bright transparent yellow. I mean, this is like neon. It's so neon yellow it's almost green. So that is interesting. That's a really cool color. We have the USB stick, and it has a little DC jack on it instead of being like USB. A USB connector would be nice, can say that. And here we have the power brick, which it probably again is the standard what they said. So 5 volts, 2 amps is what this puts out. So again, any iPad charger you might have would work out well if you lose this. And here is the stand. I actually really like the idea of the stand, and it's ventilated around the side. Sturdy, a little bit of flex to it, but it's pretty sturdy. Alright, so here looking at the pen, now we can see Tipeye, I hope I'm saying that right, is the brand on there. Right here on the side, DC 5 volts, 2 amps. The material diameter 1.75, made in China. Cool, here's the extrude and the reverse. And this is the speed, I think it said on this one. Select key says the manual, the little OLED screen, which does not have a cover on it. A lot of those usually have that little cover you gotta peel off. That doesn't have it. Here at the top, sorry, a little out of focus, a little close to the camera now. There's our DC jack, and here's where our filament goes in. On the bottom, there's some ventilation, it looks like here. Then we have the hot little annotation there so that you know this tip does get hot. And there we can take off the front cover. And here we can see all of our connectors here, so your heater, and probably a thermostat in there somewhere as well. And this is completely sealed off from the body of the pen. And it does have, right there real small, there is a little arrow to show you how to put this on. Twist it all the way up. And there's another arrow to show you that it's closed, so that's nice. Okay, well let's throw some film in this and see how it comes out. It does seem to be completely dead, so we're gonna get some power going here. I think I have a plug down under the desk we can use to get this thing rolling. Oh, we plug it in, okay, and Tipeye comes up and immediately starts heating up. Speed is medium, temp is 190. Okay, so as soon as I plug it in, you can see it starts heating up super duper quick, and it's going up to 190 degrees centigrade. The speed is medium. If we press the buttons here, nothing happens. Speed high, speed low, medium. Keep that on medium. These don't seem to do anything yet. Let's get some filament. So we're going to try out the PLA that came with the pen first, and we can try a couple other of these colors later. I'm gonna need some side cutters. You can really smell that burning, really can. And there's a little bit of filament in there previously that definitely is giving off a very strong burning, like super hot electronic, like a burning super hot electronic smell. Definitely getting that off of this. It is all still, the entire aluminum build of it is cool to the touch. The plastic part is fairly warm. I can still keep my hands on it without getting burnt, obviously. The hot end obviously is now at 190 degrees centigrade. Okay, it's a little awkward to use these little spools, not gonna lie. We can hear that. It's pulling the filament in as I press the extrude here. Still got a ways to go. That is loud, my goodness. Still pulling it in. And now it's starting to come out. So before we actually start, let's read the instructions here just a little bit. So we've confirmed that that's what we were using, the PLA setting. It has now gone up to 200 degrees centigrade because I set the speed to high. If we set the speed to low is 180, medium is 190, and high is 200. So that kind of goes with the thing I talk about when you're printing with your printer. The higher, the faster your speed, the higher temps need to be. This product set temperature respectively: fast, medium 90, 95 high, low 85. None of that actually is the same as that. I'm not sure. You can back it out using the back button. If this is not used for 6 minutes, it will automatically power down. Okay, these are really, really poorly written. So, motor will stop myself. 3, after the product is not used for number 6 minutes, it will automatically cut off power supply. 7, this product has paint after please pen in fixed bracket with more than temperature of the hot layer heating head 2. Okay, these are horrendously written. Really bad Google Translate going on here. That is just interesting right there. So they're also telling you that you need to put this on a 65-degree angle when printing with it, and the back is identical. Oh, low temperature version, ambient temperature edition. Oh, okay, that was on the wrong side. Never mind that. Okay, so here it does say low 180, medium 190, high 200. This does PLA ABS. The PCL is the low temperature version, so that's another big difference here. Because this is the high temp version, this does PLA and ABS. PCL is done by the low temperature version, so that would be more kid safe, I would say. It's still really freaking hot. I mean, 95 degrees centigrade is still really hot, but definitely nowhere near 200. It's still gonna hurt you if you burn yourself. Okay, well, let's get a piece of paper and see if I can actually print something with this. Okay, so I've got the pen, I've got the filament, kind of right out of there like that. Again, I'm still not really a fan of this. I guess this is better though than having those sticks that come with some of the pens, because the picks are very small. The sticks, I should say, the sticks are very small and whatnot. So let's just see if we can, you know what? There was a guy that made a fidget spinner and he did a bearing. Let's see if we can do the same thing. Okay, so it's once you click, it starts going. You have to click it again to stop it. Okay, let's see if we can back this out and try another color. Okay, again with the click and it just goes. Okay, there it is. Stop. Stop. I had to double click the front in order to get the reverse to stop. All right, let's try out the red. So the spools of their filament come in these very small vacuum sealed bags labeled PLA. Every bag is labeled the type of filament that it is. They all have a little tear. And you can tear them right open. And there it is. They're starting to come out the top here now. So printing these around these bearings I mean, pretty solid. Me trying to bend that, I'm quite surprised at that. You know, I mean, it just, I wanted to see, again, I can't remember his name, I'll link his video up here where he did it, but he did, you know, 5 ways to make fidget spinners, and I was very interested in how he used a 3D printing pen to make one, and it came out, you know, pretty interesting on how he was able to do it and how he was able to balance it and whatnot. So I definitely could see it is definitely a valid way to do it. Is it the most attractive way to do it? Not at all, unless you're like a 3D printing master and you could do some cool stuff. That might be something you could do. So let me figure out something else I can make. Because another issue with this, you can hear it's still running. I just took out the red filament and it's still trying to go back. Sometimes long holding it, sometimes double clicking, sometimes just waiting is what stops it from trying to back out the filament. I'm not sure, there's nothing in the directions on what's the recommended method to do that. It's just the way the thing behaves. Sometimes the double click to go works. Sometimes you have to like click and hold and then click again. Sometimes just click, click, it goes. Sometimes just hold it in, and when you let go, you're expecting it to stop. It doesn't stop. That's kind of annoying. It is just so ungodly loud. Like, that is so loud. Clearly I am an amazing artist because I can make these glasses. You can do kind of the parent, the librarian looking over the glasses at the kids. I am really, really bad with this. But I mean, taking a look at some of these things, so here's a little super ghetto spinner, used 4 different colors on it, just try out different ones. It's lopsided, so as he said, you need to find which one hangs low and then add filament to the other ones that are not. This was, you know, kind of a fun little thing to do. I actually didn't think this would work. I saw his video and I was like, he's got to be good or something. No, you just have to throw enough filament on it and it'll stick. It's probably not gonna withstand. I mean, it's solid. I'll give it that. I mean, it's PLA plastic. It's solid, but yeah, a little rickety, but it works, you know. I made just a little, you know, cube just by creating a square on the ground, then pulling, then extruding up, and then letting go, letting it dry for a second, kind of pull it away real quick, do the 4 corners, and then go across the top. You should probably do it and then turn it, do the 3 sides, turn it, do the other, and keep going around like that if you want to get a better square. But it worked, you know. Started doing like a little tree bush thing that you can do, but you have to stay at it for a while, so you just make it a little stump basically, and then go out and back in, out and back in, and keep doing that and building up and up and up, and you get like a little wispy looking tree. I just did a really short one. I didn't want to use all the filament up on that, just kind of testing that out. I started with a little cube here, and I just put kind of across the side just to see how well the sagging would do, and it sags. I'd say probably about 3 millimeters across. This is about 1 inch by 1 inch little cube here I made. It's solid. I mean, I'm pushing pretty hard. I don't want to hurt myself. If it breaks, it shatters. You know, it's pretty solid. I tried making a soccer ball, which is just basically a whole bunch of octagons put together, and I got this far and I couldn't really get the other angles because some of them are all jacked up, but hey, there's a little something for something. And then if you're just going to do drawing, you know, kind of just did my logo there with a little something around it. You could easily pull this off and stick it onto something. Alright, so what do I like? What don't I like about this? Let's start about the things I don't like. So after playing with it some more, it seems like when you reverse the filament out, it's on a timer. And it just goes and goes and goes until that timer's up. There's no way to stop it. It goes quite a bit further than once the filament has actually come out. I wish there was a way to stop that. You could just do so much yourself or not. Maybe it's just because if you only did it so far back, it would harden, and then you try to go forward again, it would clog. That's a very valid reason, so I could see that, but I would like the ability to be able to stop it myself. When you hold down the forward button, you can hold it down, and then when you release, it's supposed to stop, from what I understand. When you hold it and then click it again, you could then let go, and it will just keep going and going and going until you click it to stop. When you hold it in, sometimes when you let go, it doesn't stop after one click. Sometimes when you double click, or if you double click too fast or too slow, it just goes and then stops. I didn't know anything about this pen before getting it. Absolutely nothing. I didn't research it. It was just sent to me saying, hey, give it a try. Let us know what you think. The other thing I don't like about this is when you put this in the holder, you have to be really careful on where your spool is. So your spool needs to be up on the table to like one side of this. And then you have to make sure that you have slack on your cable. So if you could probably put your cable up on top of the desk, that'd probably be the best bet. Get like a little power strip put up there to weigh it down. Put the plug into the power strip, and then your cable's up top. Maybe that way it wouldn't pull down as much on it. Mine is just right here on the floor. I was able to finally get it situated in a way where it didn't pull it down, but it would still, sometimes you had to just mess with it. Okay, now that stays. And finally, I do not like the noise. This is extremely loud. I cannot wait to edit this video because it's going to be so horrible with the audio. I just can see it now. I just really don't like how noisy this is. I guess you should expect it for such a small motor. Maybe if it was a little bit larger motor, it could turn a little bit easier, power, I don't know. I'm not into motors, electronics, things like that. I just know that it's freaking loud, and that's a little bit annoying. Okay, the things that I like: heats up extremely fast. I would say it didn't even take a minute to get to the 200 centigrade. That was very, very fast. I like that. I like that all of the filament worked. It put it right in. I mean, I ran 5 colors, bunch of different things. No even signs of clogs or anything. I stopped, started, because I'm trying to figure out how the heck to use it. No clogs whatsoever. Everything came out well. It does come with a nice wisp on it, just like it would if you took it out of your regular extruder. So you'll need to get some flush cutters and cut that nice and flat or at an angle. They don't really say that it matters in here. So the manual doesn't say how it should be, it just says that it just needs to be. Manual says nothing about how to feed it in, but I'm going to recommend don't feed in those little wisps. That's going to be bad news, so make sure you cut that before you put it back in. I like the weight of it. It has a very nice weight, almost feels like one of those weighted pens that you would use, that artists use on the digital stylus, you know, the digital input when they draw and it comes up on the computer. It feels heavy like that. It's a good size to kind of play with here. You get a nice firm grip on it. It's not massive like some other ones. This might be the smallest one I've ever seen. I'd have to look online some more, but I mean, this is, you know, very, very streamlined. I like that the casing doesn't get very warm. I would say that the aluminum part, only maybe this last half inch gets mildly warm, like mildly warm, enough that you can say, oh, that's a little warm. This plastic cover that goes on here has ventilations on both sides, very hard, doesn't touch the nozzle, and that gets fairly warm. So basically by just holding like this, even if you got up onto the black a little bit, you're not going to burn yourself. It's going to get pretty hot though. Obviously the further down you get, the hotter it gets, the closer you get to the actual hot end, but just being on the aluminum part is not bad at all. I like how this is made. It feels very well made. It looks well made. It has little cooling openings here on the back. You can twist off the back, you can twist off the front, take off this entire aluminum casing if you needed to get in there and do anything with it. Again, the stand is a nice touch. Not all of the pens that I saw online come with any type of stand. That's nice. Again, the implementation might not be as good. Maybe a little bit wider base would probably definitely be better, but if you're already done with it and you're waiting for it to cool down, or you unplugged it, or again, if you have the cable up on top, it might be easier for this to stand up well. I also like how it was literally, you know, the steps here, there's 7 steps in the instructions. The pictures tell you everything you need to know. The English is a little bad. I will give it that. It does have pretty crummy English in it, but I mean, it's not really hard. You put the filament in, you plug it in, you hold the forward button, and filament eventually comes out once it primes the pen. In order to change modes on this, you plug the unit in and it comes up saying Tipeye. And then what you're going to do is, if you just hit the check mark once, you will go ahead and go right into PLA mode. If you hold the check mark in for 3 seconds, you will then enter ABS mode, and then you can achieve the ABS temperatures. And the ABS temperatures are 190, 200, and 220 degrees centigrade. But again, it was very easy to use. Again, I could make my little crummy glasses. Those are kind of funny. I just kind of put my glasses down and tried to make them roughly the same. Did not come out well at all, and they need to be like much thicker and whatnot, obviously. But it was kind of a fun little thing to do. They're like, hey, look what I just kind of made with a pen. You know, making the fidget spinner was pretty interesting. It looks like absolute trash. I mean, just all the, I can't make it go straight at all with it. It's just not that, I'm just not that talented. Now, I bet you if you had a very talented person, an artist, someone who could actually draw, I bet you they could do wonders with any 3D pen, not just this one or any other one on the market. Like the 3D Doodler's the biggest name out there, I guess. Anyone could probably do it if you have the talent. I definitely do not have the talent. Final thoughts on this? It's a cool toy. That's exactly what this is, and I don't want to sell this as anything else other than a toy. This is something for just to play around, but you know what this actually would be really cool for, and I can't think of the name of the game right now. This would actually be really cool to be able to draw something 3D for that game. You would obviously need to give a little bit more time because this takes a little bit longer to actually draw something than with a marker on a whiteboard or on a, you know, one of those big flip pads or something like that. I think that would actually be a pretty cool little game to play. So lastly, again, final thoughts. This is a great toy. You know, for the price, you can play around with it. It works. It worked well enough. I would say like the holding and double tapping, it kind of got a little annoying sometimes holding that in. So I mean, if I had to rate this on like a 5-star scale, I definitely would give this a 3. So I would take off a point for the noise because it is fairly loud, and I would take off a point for the touch, the double forward not always working exactly the way it should. And I'm sure Tipeye can fix that, you know, with, I don't know if it's just double clicking doesn't always work or what it is, but again, it's a very cool toy. It's my very first one, so I probably would be a little biased because I've never used one. I don't know what a really good one would be. I don't know what a really bad one would be. This is really loud though. So again, 2.5, 3 stars is what I would give this. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, that I was compensated in no way to do this video. The filament and the printing pen was provided by Tipeye through Amazon for me to do this review. If you guys like the pen and the filament, you want to try any of these out, head down the video description. There's going to be a link down there to Amazon. You can buy this there, and it does ship via Prime, so you can get this thing in 2 days, which is pretty cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little review of the Tipeye 3D printing pen. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. Let me know why down below. Tell me what I can do differently to make this video better for you to view. If you want to support the channel, lots of ways to do it. Best way, subscribe down below. If you want to donate me some of your money, head down to Patreon, donate me $1 more. I greatly appreciate it. You can down in the video description, there's going to be some affiliate links down there. Update your bookmarks, do your daily shopping with those links. I greatly appreciate it. Want to check out some other content right over here? There'll be some other videos for you to check out. As always, guys, happy printing.